Hey there, this is Kieran, aka Hate Kill Destroy from Do You Even Game Bro, and I'm going to report on my impressions of the Black Ops 3 beta across PS4 and Xbox. So straight off the bat, I just want to apologize for the video quality. My Elgato, which captures gameplay in 1080p, was messing up with Windows 10, the recent update, which is a problem across the board, it would seem. So I can only capture this on the PlayStation at 720p. Also, the gameplay shot starts off a little bit shaky. I think I end up 1-5 there at the start somewhere, but it definitely does heat up, so stay tuned. So this is evac team deathmatch, and I'm going to go shotgun 22-9 on this map, which is probably the only good map for shotguns really across the beta. But so what do I think about it overall? I really enjoyed the Black Ops 3 beta. I thought it was really solid. It's some of the best fun I've actually had with a COD game, and there's a few factors, really one huge contributing factor for that, but I'll go into a bit more detail later. But basically, it's a very fun game. It's quite fast, but not nearly as fast as Advanced Warfare, say. So Advanced Warfare required you to run and jump around like a lunatic, whereas here you can take it at a bit of a slower pace. There is wall running, there is you slide on your knees, and you can vault over stuff, and it's quite fluid. It's fluid, but it's not breakneck speed, and it doesn't feel as jittery as Advanced Warfare. A lot of people sort of liked the exo movement at the start of Advanced Warfare and ended up hating it with a passion, and I'm sort of in that camp. Um, it was okay to start with, but in the end, I just wanted sort of to be a bit more glued to the ground, and I think this strikes like a really nice middle ground. Also has some really good maps. There was 3 on offer, and they all had that classic 3-lane map design, which COD does so well. So it does away with the sprawling maps of, say, Ghosts, which had a bit too much verticality and a bit too much randomness going on, I found. And Advanced Warfare was a bit the same because you had those crazy jumping abilities. They sort of had to build a lot of verticality into the maps, and I just didn't really feel very good after a while in Advanced Warfare. Yeah, so Black Ops 3 has a nice little place in the middle of its map design. I've enjoyed them all. There's definitely a lot of head glitching going on, as is Treyarch's style. But it doesn't seem like there's as much as, say, Black Ops 2. And at the end of the day, this is still a COD game. You're not going to play it and say, this is the revolution of COD, this is what we've been looking for, it's so much innovation, how good is this? It is still COD. It plays a lot like Black Ops 2, which is not a bad thing. That was a good game. The graphics are a little bit better than the last COD, I think. They're really good. There's a lot of color, a lot of character models. They're quite distinct. The guns are quite distinct. I really liked it. It made every map feel unique, and that's a good thing. There's also some new stuff though. As with all CODs, it'll introduce like a few new things. In this one, there's a new perk called Sixth Sense, which I quite like. You probably just saw it then. It's when someone gets close to me, or I get close to someone, there's a little red thing that'll appear on my minimap, and it'll tell me if someone's close. This is awesome with a shotgun, obviously, so if I'm getting close to someone I don't know about it, then it'll flash up red. You have to be quite close, so you're not going to have much time to react. But yeah, it's called Sixth Sense, and it's quite a cool little perk, especially if you're a rusher like I am, or when I'm playing with shotguns and fast SMGs. So very cool perk. Also, there's Safeguard mode, a new mode that they've put in. I don't think it's really going to enter into the classic mode. It's not like Kill Confirmed, which is now in normal rotation. It's quite a popular mode. It's where you protect a robot as it sort of makes its slow way towards an evac point or something. You have to sort of be near it for it to move, and the other people can attack it and make it stop moving. However, it's very stacked against the defenders, because you can slow it down by killing it, but you just can't stop it completely. You just got to keep on killing it, and you got to defend this place for 5 minutes, which is an absolute eternity. So just here you'll see me pull out a war machine. So this is the new specialist system. So you get these powers, sort of like Destiny, where each specialist has a choice of 1 or 2 powers you can use periodically. It'll go up just with time. It'll also go up with getting kills, so they'll accelerate it somewhat. So normally you can get it 2 or 3 times a match if you're any good, but you'll get it at least 1 time a match really, unless you really suck bad. I'm sort of mixed about them. I enjoyed using them, but I do understand that they're a little bit OP perhaps. they're definitely kill streak enders, and that's really going to piss a lot of people off, I imagine. So people going for high kill streaks. If I come out with this noob tube here, which is this war machine that I was just using, and I sort of just shoot it across the map, you can kill a fair few people. It's very powerful, and a lot of them are like that. There's an exploding crossbow. There's this crazy minigun for the robot, and for a robot character that called Scythe, and yeah, they're gonna ruin your day basically if you're going for high kill streaks, and you can't really um, sort of protect yourself against them as much as normal weapons, because yeah, they'll just take you by surprise and ruin your day, as I said. But that's okay. I'm sure that there'll be a bit more balancing. They all look the same. The specialists, if you're the same type of specialist, you're going to look the same as absolutely everyone else. So I'm wondering if they're going to introduce some sort of customization, it's just some cosmetic stuff. It would actually be nice, because at the moment you don't really have a unique sense of personality. In fact, you start the match and they say this horrible one-liner, which is so cheesy, as to be ridiculous, and really just everyone's the same, that you can see them running around and they all look the same. That's something I thought that Advanced Warfare did nicely. They made character models a bit different, even though the actors looked really stupid. I thought at least people looked different, and you could reflect, your dedication to the game with, cooler gear or whatever. And I think that's something that people appreciated, and hopefully they bring that in here. Some very cool weapons in Black Ops 3 beta. The Shiva was my favorite. So this is an assault rifle that is like the MK14 from Ghosts or Modern Warfare 3, and also like the FAL from Black Ops 2. So it's a single shot assault rifle. You have to be accurate with it and try and get headshots with it. And if you are, then you can generally take people down very, very quickly, which is quite cool. And it's also got quite a long range on it and good stability because it's only a single shot. So yeah, very cool gun. Another one I liked was the Men of War assault rifle, which this one's fully auto, not semi-auto like the Shiva. And I think they were doing balancing as it went, because it started off being like a really low recoil gun, like the ACR or the Remington, the ACR from Modern Warfare 3 or the Remington from Ghosts, and so a very steady rate of fire as well. And yeah, so I think they were doing balancing as they were going, because it seemed to have a lot more recoil at the end of the beta than it did at the start, which is probably good, because it was a bit unfair, probably, and a lot of people were using it. A lot of people still use the Razorback for it. It doesn't have a lot of recoil and has a very good range for an SMG. It's quite a good mid-range gun, and then with long barrel it gets even better. The attachment, the KRM pump action, which is what you just saw. That's another cool gun. It's a bit slow rate of fire, which I didn't like. I think they could speed that up a little bit, but there is a rapid fire attachment for it, and it is fairly powerful. But yeah, so the guns were quite cool. I really enjoyed them. But what I really enjoyed, and this was unique to PlayStation 4, was the hit detection. It was absolutely glorious. Never before have I had a COD where you get this perfect balance of hit detection. You're shooting, the bullets you're shooting, you can feel them hitting the enemy, you can hear them, you can see the enemy dying, you have time to run away if you're getting hit. It was just perfect. I actually haven't seen this sort of stuff since Titanfall, which ran so smoothly because it was on dedicated servers. So as an Australian, it was quite glitchy to start with on the PS4, lots of really bad frame rate drops, and just general sort of glitching around and not that great. The matchmaking was terrible. We got paired with Americans a lot. You could hear them going on the mic, which was great. And yeah, we were just getting smashed because you had 400 millisecond ping. There's a live ping tracker now on Black Ops 3, which is just a godsend, because that's what people have been asking for a while. So you can actually tell if you're playing with some locals in Sydney, or if you're playing with people over in Wisconsin. You can now tell. So we had 400 millisecond ping, and you could hear all the Americans on the voice chat. So yeah, we were just getting devastated, and it was just awful. But this got cleared up really quickly. Treyarch did an awesome job of sort of mopping up all the issues very, very fast. So the next time I went on and played, it was absolutely smooth as. No glitching, no frame rate drops, just smooth as, really great hit detection, and I was really impressed with it. And it's COD how it should be. I have very fast internet, or for an Australian at least, NBN speed 3, which is about 50 megabit per second down, 20 up. So I shouldn't really have any issue with my internet being slow or anything like that. So yeah, it's COD how it should be. If you've got fast internet, you should be able to expect to have great hit detection like that. And it was just an absolute joy to play. Playing with Taylor Jeffrey from Even Game Bro as well, and we just had the best time consistently as well. So this wasn't just 1 or 2 games where the hit detection was awesome. This was days that we played, and it was just great. This is in stark contrast to my experience on the Xbox, where the hit detection was really murky. I'm not sure how the netcode differs between the two platforms, but it was noticeably worse on Xbox. This really hurts me because I've always played COD on Xbox. It's where the pros play. It feels like the home of COD. The controller is better. Everyone knows that. The DualShock 4 is competent now, so it's good. It's a great controller, in fact. The DualShock 3 before it was awful, just simply awful. And I wouldn't even consider buying COD on PlayStation before the DualShock 4. But now that they've got a decent controller, really all I can go of is the experience I had with the beta, which I hope is a good yardstick. I know that it's still in production, but you'd think that it was a relatively good indication of what the final product is going to be. So yeah, I found the hit detection to be incredibly murky on Xbox. I still had fun with it and managed to pull it together, but none of it felt very good to me on the Xbox, as good as it did on PlayStation. And I think that this will be the driving force of me buying it on PS4. I've got plenty of friends on PS4, so that's not going to be an issue. I've got friends on Xbox too, but really, at the end of the day, it just felt better on PS4, and maybe this is the changing of the guard, or I'm just a turncoat. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think if you're gonna see me on COD, you're gonna see me on PS4. So I'll be reviewing the game come November. So stay tuned for that. I'll be putting up heaps of gameplays, hopefully, of COD at that time. But yeah, stay tuned to Diving Game Bro for more Black Ops 3 news. Peace out.